Norwick takes off in the 54. It's Mike Kazmarski in the 82. Oudsma, Holman, Fry, off we go. Kendall Marling does a great job saving that number 25 going down into turn number 1, but he's slow. Battle for the second spot going on 3 wide, going into turns 3 and 4. Sadie Klein out front in the 8. Sadie Klein with Chuck Smith following up Mike Eplett, Derek Poland, Kendall Marling. That's your top 5. 6 goes to Ralph Sternberg, Mark Farber 7th. 8th, Drew Wilkerson. 9th, Bruce Norwick. And your top 10 rounded out by Don McNabb in the 47. Sadie Klein rides the high side in that number 8. She's out front by herself. Chuck Smith and Mike Eplett having a great battle for the second spot. They're door-to-door down through 3 and 4 with Derek Poland chasing in the 13. High side seems to be where it's hooked up. We've got Derek Poland now putting Chuck Smith down. Another spot in that 85. The low line, not the fastest way around this racetrack tonight. It's the high side. Your top 3, Sadie Klein, Mike Eplett, and Derek Poland. Sadie Klein, Mike Eplett, Derek Poland, 1, 2, and 3. Then it's Chuck Smith, followed up by Kendall Marling in the 25. Ralph Sternberg's in the 73S. It's Mark Farber in the 7th spot. He drives the number 6. Drew Wilkerson is 8th in the 78. 9th goes to Jeremy Holman, and your top 10 rounded out by the 54 of Bruce Norwick with 12 laps to go. Battle starting to heat up for that second spot. Derek Poland putting a little bit of pressure on the back bumper of the 74 of Eplett. Thinks better of it coming out of the front, coming down the front stretch rather. Sadie Klein continues to show the way, followed up by Eplett, Poland, Chuck Smith, and a distant 5th. Kendall Marling now getting some pressure from the 73 of Ralph Sternberg. Laps to settle it. It's Sadie Klein out front, followed up by Mike Eplett, Derek Poland, Chuck Smith, Kendall Marling. Again, still rounding out that distant 5th spot in the number 25. Mark Farber going to put a little pressure on him in the 6. We'll see if he's got anything for him with 8 laps to go. Continue to wind down. Mike Eplett now starting to take a look to the inside of Sadie Klein. She's fast down the front stretch, manages to hold him off. Let's set your top 5. Sadie Klein, followed up by Mike Eplett. The 13 of Derek Poland. Chuck Smith rides 4th in the 85. Battle going on a little bit now. Jeremy Holman starting to put some pressure on there. They're battling it out for 6. Kendall Marling holds on to that number 5 spot in the 25. continue to click off. Sadie Klein shows the way out front. She is dominant in clean air in that number 8. She's out front. Followed up by Epplett, Poland, Chuck Smith, and that battle going on. Jeremy Holman's worked his way into the top 5 in that number 18. His first week back at the track in that Holmanator chassis number 18. Jeremy Holman takes the 5th spot. Laps to go for Sadie Klein in that number 8. She's having a great run out front. Poland, Chuck Smith in your top 3. Jeremy Holman's worked his way up to the 4th spot. Kendall Marlink rounds out your top 5 in that 25. White flag is out for Sadie Klein. It's been the Sadie Klein Show, showing why she is the track champion in the street stock division. She's out front, followed up by Derek Poland, Chuck Smith, Jeremy Holman, Mark Farber, rounding out your top 5. Final time through 3 and 4. Here come the checkers. The number 8, Sadie Klein, followed up by Poland and Smith.
For Sadie Klein. Sadie, I think you're already a crowd favorite.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, you just seem to be very dominant when you get out into that clean open air. Your car seems to be fast once you guys get out front and in that open air space.
Yeah, I'm a lot faster in the front by myself. Always have been.
Well, before we let you go, who are your sponsors that you want to thank for helping you get out here tonight?
I want to thank Babbitt's Online, A&A Manufacturing, Enterprise Iron and Metal, Superior Heating and Cooling, and I want to thank my mom and my dad, and my aunt Debbie and my uncle Sean for helping me.
All right, one more time for her, folks. How about it? Sadie Klein, your Street Stock feature winner tonight.
Sprague's Auto Parts offers used parts at big savings. Engines, transmissions, radiators, starters, windows, doors, fenders, taillights, seats, you pull it. For more information, call 231-726-2988. Sprague's Auto Parts, 81 South Getty Street, Muskegon.
Grabe Water Well Drilling specializes in household and irrigation. Whether you're building a new home or you need a new well, Grabe's Water and Well Drilling digs a 4-inch hole so you can have your pump in the well instead of in your basement.
Rick's Repairs offers professional auto repair at a fair price. A Napa Auto Care Center, Rick is an ASE certified master auto technician. Heating and cooling systems, steering and suspension, shocks and struts, brakes, anti-lock and 4x4 repairs, drivability, tune-ups, electrical, engine repair, alternators, starters, clutches, clunks, rattles, and more. Rick's Repairs, 231-788-1830.
Green next time by, it's Bethany May on the point in the 0 question mark. The Sandy Tenbring Memorial is underway. Dan Wilson Wilson Jr. jumps out to an early lead in that number 57. Robbie Sternberg looking good in the 73. He's tucked into line in the second spot. Your point, 0 question mark, Bethany May. She holds on to third this first lap in. Wilson Jr. leads them back under caution until they make that turn out of 4, and the green flag comes back out. Two laps in, it is Dan Wilson Jr. out front, Robbie Sternberg. Caution waves, tie up in turn number 2. Wilson Jr., Sternberg, and Gray pulling out in the high side of the racetrack. They have a pretty good run up there on the high side of Winston Speedway tonight. They're the top 3. Bethany May, Jared Bisson in the 51 round out your top 5 with 16 laps to go. Battle starting to heat up for the second spot. It's the G5 car of Josh Grabe looking to the inside of Sternberg. Out front, it's the Wilson car, 57. Sternberg scores second that lap by. Then it's the G5 of Grabe. Back to the 0 question mark of Bethany May to round out your top 5. We'll throw in a shout out to Jared Bisson as well. He's in the 51, currently running 4th. Breakaway out front with 11 laps to go. It is the 57 of Wilson having a great run out front all by himself. Battle going on a little bit for the second spot. The G5 continues to try the low line. That's Josh Grabe. Robbie Sternberg running the high side in the 73 manages to hold him off. Bisson has taken away that 4th spot from Bethany May. She rounds out your top 5 in the 0 question mark. On the way back through, it's Mike Feckin, currently scored 6. Nate Trix in the 7th spot. Mike DeJong is 8th. 9th goes to Mike Pickard in the 63.5. Dwayne Tenbrink. It rounds out your top 10. He drives the 28. Six laps to go, that time by Dan Wilson Jr. continues to show the way. Then it's Robbie Sternberg, followed up by Josh Grabe. Bethany May in the 07, she's 4th. 5th goes to Jared Bisson in that 51. laps continue to wind down. 4 to go. Wilson Jr. shows the way. Sternberg, Gray, Bisson, and May, your top 5, followed up by Nate Trick, Mike DeJong, Mike Pickard, down to Dwayne Tenbrink, and Billy Frey rounding out your top 10. He's in the 07. 2 to go, the signal to Dan Wilson Jr. in the Bombers. The Sandy Tenbrink Memorial Race down to 2 laps to go. 57 of Wilson's out front. Grabe continuing to try that low line underneath the 73 of Robbie Sternberg. Great battle coming to the white flag or a caution flag. This time by the 07 has gone around in turn number 4. 07. We're going to give them 2 laps to settle this one here tonight. The Sandy Tenbrink Memorial at Winston Speedway. Right down the middle, it's the Wilson car. 57. Battle continues for that second spot. Grabe trying the low line. Robbie Sternberg tries the high line in that 73. Here comes the white flag, this time by 1 more lap of the Sandy Tenbrink Memorial. Field goes down into turns 1 and 2. Sternberg gets a little loose coming out of turn number 2. Door to door for that second spot. Dan Wilson rides the high line at center line in the 57. Here comes, caution once again. We'll see if Dan Wilson Jr. can hold him off with 1 lap to go. White and green out. 1 lap shootout at Winston Speedway to settle the Sandy Tenbrink Memorial. Wilson continues to ride that center line, having a great run out front all by himself. Jared Bisson now putting a little pressure on the back bumper of the 73 of Robbie Sternberg. Josh Grabe looks to the inside. Wow, 3 wide going through 3 and 4. Here come the checkers. It's going to be Wilson, followed up by Robbie Sternberg and Josh Grabe. Finishes top 3. Sandy Tenbrink Memorial here at the Winston Speedway. Your winner, Dan Wilson Jr. in that number 57.
Well, folks, he picks up another feature win tonight. He wins the Sandy Tenbrink Memorial for the Bombers. How about it for Dan Wilson Jr.?
They don't know who's second or third.
All right, Dan. Big win for you this year. Your car was dominant all race long. And once again, you show up with the right power and right setup for this track.
Yeah, pretty good power. A little light on power, but we've been working on this chassis setup. My buddy Steve Fairbanks has been helping me a lot, and it worked out this race. It was great. I loved it.
Absolutely, and the good thing is you didn't have to deal with any of the hard racing that was going on behind you.
Exactly. I'd like to also thank Paul Taming for helping me out, my wife for letting me do this every night.
Any other sponsors you want to hit up?
Yeah, A&A, Borgman Tree Service, West Shore, Randy Hughes, Steve Parker, Susie Hughes, Michelle's Rescue, all on board for helping me out this year. Is awesome.
One more time for him, folks. Dan Wilson Jr., the Sandy Tenbrink Memorial Bomber Race winner. All right, we'll step over here, talk with the rest of the podium finish. We'll jump in, get a few words. Robbie Sternberg out of Muskegon. Robbie, defending track champion here in the Bombers. You made the jump up to mods, but here you are. You came back tonight for the Tenbrink Memorial. How did it feel to be back in the old ride?
A lot different from what I'm used to.
I'm sure. And well, you and Josh had a great battle there down the stretch, but you just managed to catch him right down to the line.
Josh is a good competitor, so is Dan. A lot of these Bomber drivers pretty good.
All right, who are your sponsors you want to thank for helping you out?
Like Stearns Towing, Fast and All Racing, NWA, my dad, my grandpa, Eddie Reyes for the modified. Thank you.
One more time for Robbie Sternberg, everybody, driving the 73. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Josh Grabe, also driving out of Muskegon. Josh, hey, you got caught up in an early caution. No matter for you. You fought back. You come home with a top 3 finish.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how bad the car was. As long as it turned, it really didn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. And, once again, what was your perspective with that battle with Robbie coming down to the stretch?
He had the preferred line on top, kept a little bit momentum. I was giving her everything she had on the bottom, just trying to keep her down, trying to find some bite, giving her everything I had, but wasn't just enough.
All right, give your sponsors a shout out before we let you go.
I got Outlaw Racing, Cancun Connection, Grape Well Drilling, Dytech, Grip Track, JRC Motorsports, Varney's Mechanical, my wife, my family, all the kids here tonight. You guys are great.
One more time for Josh Grave, everybody.
When your transmission is in trouble, it is important to find reliable and honest mechanics. National Transmission will get the job done right. Located at 4037 East Apple Avenue in Muskegon, you can call them at 231-788-3244.
Your vehicle is an important part of your life. It gets you where you need to go. Take care of it by bringing it to Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. At Van's Quick Lube, every vehicle gets up to 6 quarts of high-quality Quaker State oils, new oil filter, and a free car wash with every service. If you need a quick wash that is done right the first time, then stop by any convenient Van's Car Wash and experience the hand-scrubbed and Simonized difference. Keep your car running and looking great at Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. 6 convenient locations, 1 near you.
Exhaust Specialties, from trucks and cars to street rods and Model Ts, both foreign and domestic. Exhaust Specialties now includes brakes, shocks, suspension work, and minor engine repair. They use only heavy gauge stainless and aluminum pipe. They also feature custom tools as well as a selection of lubes, oils, and filters and other auto parts. Exhaust Specialties located at 5401 Apple Avenue in Muskegon.
Laps to go. Steve McLeese continues to show the way. The 14 of Stan Dodds runs second. Derek Passanier, Dave Schmidt ride third and fourth. It's John Hammerly rounding out your top 5. Dave Milkey scored 6. Jeff Erickson Jr. in the 7th spot. 8th goes to Sprague. 9th Fairbanks, and your top 10 rounded out by Tim Tuttle. In the battle out front, McLeese and Dodds. McLeese in the 0-1. He rides the low line. Dodds is flying around this racetrack. He's in the 14 on the high side. The Milky Machine, 87, is currently third. 4th place is going to go to Passanier. And Jeff Erickson Jr. in the 1E is currently 5. Keep your eyes on that 1S of Andy Sprague. He's on his way to the front. for the second spot between Milky and Dodds in the 87 and 14. McLeese loves it. He's out front in clean air all by himself in that General E machine. Told you to keep your eyes on the 1S of Andy Sprague. He has worked his way up into the top 4. Erickson Jr. rides in the 1E. He is scored 5th. Cars battling it out for the second spot, starting to reel in the leader. That is the 0-1 of McLeese. Milky's looking to the inside. It is Dodds having a great run on the high side in that number 14. Milky's starting to put some pressure on that 0-1 of McLeese. He's looking to the inside. Andy Sprague's worked his way up to battle for that number 3 spot as they run at the line with 5 laps to go. It's Steve McLeese, followed up by Dave Milky, Stan Dodds, Andy Sprague, and Jeff Erickson, your top 5. Winding down, Milky looks to the inside of McLeese, makes the move heading into turn number 3. He grabs that number 1 spot away. McLeese has to settle for second. Andy Sprague's worked his way up to 3rd. The battle for 4th went to Stan Dodds that time by. Jeff Erickson Jr. rounds out your top 5. Field being shown 2 to go this time by Dave Milky has checked out in the front in that number 87. Followed up by McLeese, Andy Sprague, Jeff Erickson Jr., Stan Dodds rounding out your top 5 as they run. The white flag comes out this time by. Can he hold them off? Dave Milky one more time around in that 87. Milky, pretty comfortable lead. The battle now for the second spot. McLeese is going to have to settle for second as he comes around. Checker flag drops on 87 to Milky, followed up by McLeese, and Andy Sprague works his way up into the top 3 in that 1S.
How about for David Milky picking up his 5th feature win tonight? Well, David, you make the long haul over here every week or mostly every week from Gladwin, and you questioned it at first, but man, these trips keep paying off for you.
Yeah, the track's been really good and racy, and I got to thank Tom and his crew for that. It definitely makes a difference when we can come out here and race and not follow the leader, and I just can't thank my guys enough that helped me do it, and all my sponsors. I couldn't be able to do it without them.
Yeah, definitely, and before we let you go, why don't you give a shout out to those guys that help you?
I thank my mom and my dad, Shannon, Zach, Leroy and his wife Erica. I gotta thank Crumpets Elevator, Kirk Cameron Forest Products, Northeastern Builders, Kaiser Manufacturing, and Aaron Morey with it. And I gotta thank B Motorsports, Warner Farms, Northern Logistics, and John Taylor with Sweet Graphics. I couldn't do it without them guys.
All right, folks, how about it one more time for your UMP Dirt Car feature winner, David Milky.
Jetson tires, England Automotive specializes in drivetrain, air conditioning, and engine repair and replacement. England Automotive. Let the professionals do the job.
Grabe Water Well Drilling specializes in household and irrigation. Whether you're building a new home or you need a new well, Grabe's Water and Well Drilling digs a 4-inch hole so you can have your pump in the well instead of in your basement.
Bailey Weinbelt leads him to green next time by. Jordan Leake celebrating that 16th birthday. He's going to start on the outside of row number 1. Heidi Barnhart, Gabe Flores, Morgan Smith, your top 5 as they come down to the green flag. Morgan Smith leads lap number 1 in the 37 XXS. Gabe Flores and Trent Musk. A little contact coming out of turn number 2. Flores gets that number 2 spot away. Trent Musk tucks into line. In third, he's in the 5X. Six laps to go. Morgan Smith shows the way in the 37 XXS. It's Trent Musk in the 5X. He's got second. Gabrielle Flores in the 316 rides third. Bailey Weinbelt fourth. And your top 5 rounded out by the number 12 of Madison Crane. To go. Morgan Smith continues to show the way. Trent Musk scored second. It's Gabrielle Flores third. Coming around to the double flag. That means we've got 2 to go at the line. It's Smith, Musk, Flores, Bailey Weinbelt. Heidi Barnhart moves up to the 4th spot, and Bailey Weinbelt drives back into the 5th. White flag is out on the 37 XXS of Morgan Smith. Trent Musk trying to reel her in. Doesn't really look like he's going to have time to pull it off. Dominating run for Morgan Smith in that 37 XXS. One more time down through 3 and 4. Trent Musk rides her tail. He's in the 5X. He's going to finish second. Now the battle for third is on the track. It's looking like that number 3 coming along. She can hold him off in the 316. That's Barnhart scoring her first top 3. Excuse me. Third goes to Gabrielle Flores, and Heidi Barnhart scored 4th.
Well, folks, driver of the 37 XXS, the first ever feature victory. How about it for Morgan Smith? All right, Morgan. Your first feature victory. You're under the spotlight. How you feeling?
Amazing.
Amazing? Well, you drove amazingly out there. What was it like? Well, I know what it was like. You just jumped right out front as soon as you could, and you got away from that 5X car.
that's basically what I was doing. I didn't want him to pass me again.
Yeah, he's been quite dominant, but now you got this one tonight, and congratulations to you. And who do you want to thank for helping you get your car out here tonight?
My dad. That's it.
All right, how about it? One more time, everybody. First ever feature win for Morgan Smith.
Wanted cars, trucks, vans. Sprague's Auto Parts offers top prices for your wrecked, junk, or unwanted vehicles. Cash on the spot. We pick up or you drop off. For more information, call 231-726-2988. Sprague's Auto Parts, 81 South Getty Street, Muskegon. We buy cars for cash.
Grabe Water Well Drilling specializes in household and irrigation. Whether you're building a new home or you need a new well, Grabe's Water and Well Drilling digs a 4-inch hole so you can have your pump in the well instead of in your basement.
Rick's Repairs offers professional auto repair at a fair price. A Napa Auto Care Center, Rick is an ASE certified master auto technician. Heating and cooling systems, steering and suspension, shocks and struts, brakes, anti-lock and 4x4 repairs, drivability, tune-ups, electrical, engine repair, alternators, starters, clutches, clunks, rattles, and more. Rick's Repairs, 231-788-1830.
In turn number one brings out a caution. Sean Reed Jr. down there in there. It looks like the Thurlby car. Boy, tough break just a lap into it. Woo. 99 at Wilburn involved, so is the 7 at the tail end of that, Matt Christensen. Full field restart. John Krasinski's on the point. Tom Sprague Jr., Rob Taylor, Aaron Morey in your number 2K. He's in the 4th. Rounding out your top 5, Greg Goki in the 1 as we go for a full field restart here at Winston Speedway. laps in, Tom Sprague Jr. shows the way in the 21. He's followed up by that 2K of Aaron Morey. Rich Neeser from Fruitport rides third. Rob Taylor's fourth. Bill Bray rounds out your top 5. Then it's Brandon Thurlby, John Krasinski, Greg Goki in the 1, Mike Wilburn, and your top 10 rounded out by the 34 of Alan Vachaska. Sprague Jr. shows the way. It's Aaron Morey still second. Rich Neeser rounding out your top 3. No change there. Brandon Thurlby's crawled his way up to the 4th spot. Caution comes out on the racetrack. Got a car turned around inside of turn number 2. Tom Sprague Jr. leads them back to green coming out of turns 3 and 4. 18 laps to settle it at the Winston Speedway. Caution waves quick. John Krasinski in the 5. Lining them up double file behind the 21 of Tom Sprague Jr. It's Rich Neeser and Aaron Morey, followed up by Thurlby, and Bill Bray rounds out your top 5 as the field comes back to green, this time by. Caution flag waves. We have a car off. Field comes up to speed, and the green is out. Rich Neeser starting to put a little pressure on that back bumper of Tom Sprague Jr. He's in the 87, currently riding in the 2nd spot. Thurlby's worked his way up to 3rd. Now to the high side. Rich Neeser takes a look. Tom Sprague Jr. is hooked up low. He's going to hold him off. We've got 14 to go. Laps to go. Tom Sprague Jr. continues to show the way. Rich Neeser continues to apply the pressure. He's in the 87. Thurlby rides 3rd. It's the number 94 of Bill Bray riding 4th. Goki in the number 1. He rounds out your top 5. Neeser takes a look down the backstretch, gets a nose out in front of Sprague. Can he close the door coming out of 3 and 4? Have to see at the line. What a battle. Give it to Rich Neeser. Worked his way up to number 1. Tom Sprague Jr. has to settle for 2nd that time by. Thurlby still 3rd. Bill Bray and Greg Goki round out your top 5. Rich Neeser shows the way in that number 87, followed up by Tom Sprague Jr., Thurlby, Bray, and Goki, your top 5. Then it's Mike Wilburn in the 99. He rides 6th. Jeremy Lang is in the 02, scored 7th. Sean Reed Jr., nice run, 8th place. And Jeff Liggett in the 9th spot. He's in the 1L. John Krasinski rounds out your top 10. He drives the 5. Rich Neeser having some traffic issues in that number 1 of Liggett. Trying to find his way around him. It's got everybody slowed up. 5 laps to go. Tom Sprague Jr. still scored in the number 2 spot, followed up by Thurlby, Bray, and Goki. To go for the Fruitport driver, Rich Neeser. He's out front and in command of this one. Now down in turn number 1 and 2. Caution's going to wave. It's the 1 of Goki. Green next time by for Rich Neeser from Fruitport. Tom Sprague Jr. rides in the 2nd spot. Bill Bray. Then it's the number 1 of Goki, followed by the 99 of Wilburn. 02 of Lang, Sean Reed Jr. and John Krasinski round out the field. Green flag is back out for Rich Neeser. Two laps to settle it. Rich Neeser continues to show the way. He puts a little distance on him in the 21 of Tom Sprague Jr. About a 10-car length advantage coming to the white flag for Rich Neeser from Fruitport. Tom Sprague Jr. is going to roll off in the 2nd spot that time by on the final lap, the glory lap, if you will, for Rich Neeser. Comes down the backstretch, just kind of floating through in that number 87. He's going to come home and grab himself a set of checkers. It's the 87 of Rich Neeser, followed up by the 21 of Tom Sprague Jr. Bill Bray comes home in the 3rd spot, followed up by Goki, Wilburn, Lang, Sean Reed Jr., and John Krasinski.
Well, folks, he won last night up at Cherry Raceway in Fife Lake, Michigan. He's got another win to his name tonight at Winston. How about it for Rich Neeser? All right, Rich, welcome back to Victory Lane. 2nd win of the year for you in number 87. How did the racetrack feel?
The racetrack is good. It's pretty even all the way across, I think. You know, the bottom might be a little bit better than the rest of it, but you can still pass if you can keep it straight and go. That's all I tried to do. So,
yeah, you did a good job at that. Now, obviously, it seems to be things are picking up for you. It's got to feel good for you right now.
Yeah, we got off to a little slow start there, had a little bad luck, and hopefully that's behind us, and we'll go from there. So, like I said, I got to thank my brother and all my sponsors when you're done here.
Absolutely. Give a shout out to those sponsors here.
Yeah, Baker Engineered Racing Engines, J&J Machine, Bob and Ruth Mumby, Bowman's Body Shop, Classic Stamp and Sign, Kaiser Manufacturing, and Babbitt's Online soon.
All right, one more time for Rich Neeser, everybody.
When your transmission is in trouble, it is important to find reliable and honest mechanics. National Transmission will get the job done right. Located at 4037 East Apple Avenue in Muskegon, you can call them at 231-788-3244.
Your vehicle is an important part of your life. It gets you where you need to go. Take care of it by bringing it to Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. At Van's Quick Lube, every vehicle gets up to 6 quarts of high-quality Quaker State oils, new oil filter, and a free car wash with every service. If you need a quick wash that is done right the first time, then stop by any convenient Van's Car Wash and experience the hand-scrubbed and Simonized difference. Keep your car running and looking great at Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. 6 convenient locations, 1 near you.
Exhaust specialties from trucks and cars to street rods and Model Ts, both foreign and domestic. Exhaust specialties now includes brakes, shocks, suspension work, and minor engine repair. They use only heavy gauge stainless and aluminum pipe. They also feature custom jewels as well as a selection of lubes, oils, and filters and other auto parts. Exhaust Specialties located at 5401 Apple Avenue in Muskegon.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the Winston Speedway recap for the race night that was June 7th, 2014. It was kids' night at the Speedway. We had a ton of families come in, all 12 and under, families 12 and under, kids 12 and under, I should say, got in free. And we had a lot of kids' games on the campus, and a lot of great stuff going on. A lot of very entertaining crowd, and they got to witness a very entertaining show. On top of that, we had a great demo derby after the races were concluded. We had typical, a lot of fan giveaways, a lot of bike giveaways, particularly for all different age groups. And well, as far as the racing program was concerned, we started things off with the UMP Dirt Car Street Stocks, and it was defending track champion Sadie Klein picking up her second feature win of the season. And she got out front in the open air, which she always does usually, and she performed very well and managed to pick up her second win of the year here at Winston. The next feature out was the Bombers class, and the special race for them was for the Sandy Tenbrink Memorial Race. That's what brought a lot of people out. The Tenbrink family was here, and they awarded trophies at the top three positions as well. And we got to see a great performance for the top three spots. Dan Wilson Jr. ended up winning, the driver of the 57. I believe it was his fourth win of the year. And a great battle for second came down the defending track champion, Robbie Sternberg from Muskegon. He made the jump up to modifieds this year, but he jumped back into the Bomber tonight and put on a heck of a show for the fans right down to the end with Josh Grabe in the G5, who was right up there in the top level of the point standings. And he beat Josh out just by the nose of the car and managed to take second spot. And obviously Josh finishing in third, obviously still having a very solid run there. In the UMP Dirt Car Modifieds, we saw David Melke, the driver out of Gladwin, Michigan, makes the 2+ hour haul over here each and every week and continues to dominate at this racetrack. We saw Muskegon native Steve McLeese do very well in his 01 car, searching for his first feature win here at Winston. And Melke managed to get him with under 5 to go. Probably even under 3 to go, and he still managed to take it in that number 87 Rocket by Roman chassis, sponsored by Crumpets Elevator, and he marks down his fifth win on the season, and I believe he's only trailing by 5 points in the championship point standings, so you're sure Melke will stay around for a while. After that, the UMP Dirt Car late models hit the track for their main event, 25 laps in length, and we had defending 2012 track champion Tom Sprague Jr. Put on a great performance in the early parts of the race. However, it didn't take long, but 6-time and defending track champion Rich Neeser just was wicked fast again, as he was last week or 2 weeks ago when he won the feature. And him and Tom put on a good battle for a while, but once Rich found the right groove up top, he managed to pull away with this one and marks down his second win of 2014, and he is running away with the championship point standings, 96 points with the advantage there. Then we moved into the 4-cylinder Warriors division. We saw, or 4-cylinder mini stocks, I'm sorry, and the veteran driver, the 74 car, Paul Namey out of Ada, Michigan, led for a portion of the race. However, he ended up getting involved with some lap traffic, ended up blowing, his motor ended up having some issues. He slowed way down, which left the door open for the driver of the 1040 car, Brian Carson out of North Muskegon, to jump on the chance to get the victory, and he did. And he picks up, I believe, was his third victory on the season for him, and he moves up in the point standings as well. Finally, the 4-cylinder Warriors came out, that is where we saw the 14 car of Gary Larrabee out of Muskegon pick up his third feature victory of the season after battling it out, starting from the front of the field and pulling away with the advantages. Everybody else fought for position. We had a big crash in that one, which kind of delayed things a little bit, but after once everything got going, Larrabee managed to just pull away. He had the right car tonight, and he got another feature victory on his resume for 2014. We also had our Young Guns main event hit the track again last Saturday night, and We saw Trent Musk and Morgan Smith, two of the top competitors in that class. Of course, it is the beginner class. They went at it pretty hard. Smith got the advantage with the lineup situation. She jumped out front and didn't look back. Where Musk had to start towards the rear, Smith was up front, and she managed to take advantage. And it was only a 10-lap feature for the kids there, and Smith held on. Musk got in with about several car lengths, but he wasn't able to catch her in the amount of time that they had. So Smith picks up her first ever feature victory behind the wheel of that 37 double XS car. So congratulations to her. And Trent Musk's streak is broken, so he'll have to come back and try again next week for the Young Guns. And that is going to do it for the race recap here at Winston. We do invite you all to come back out next Saturday. If you weren't here tonight, it was a great, like I said, great atmosphere here tonight. It's going to be a great racing program next Saturday night as well. We're going to feature the Sunoco American Late Model Series, going at it for 2,000 to win, presented by Landrum Springs. And that's going to all start when the pit gates open at 3:30. Grandstands will open at 4:30. The practice hot laps will start at 5:30, and the green flag is set for 7 p.m. on the dot. Again, some of the best late model drivers in the premier division of Winston Speedway coming at it to duke it out for around the entire Great Lakes region. Could be right here at Winston Speedway. That's next Saturday night. We hope to see you here at Winston. And we thank you so much for watching our program here each and every Wednesday night on Channel 96. Like I said, we hope to see you out here at the racetrack. And we hope you keep watching this show. On behalf of everybody here at Winston Speedway and for Andy O'Reilly, the other voice you hear during the highlights of the races, I'm Brian Osborne, everybody, and we'll sign off until next week. We'll see you back here. Same time, same place.
Supplier of jets and tires, England Automotive specializes in drivetrain, air conditioning, and engine repair and replacement. England Automotive, let the professionals do the job.
Grabe Water Well Drilling specializes in household and irrigation. Whether you're building a new home or you need a new well, Grabe's Water and Well Drilling digs a 4-inch hole so you can have your pump in the well instead of in your basement.
Specialties Oil and Service Center, 5427 Apple Avenue in Muskegon. Their number is 231-788-2400. Loyal, honest, and friendly service. Please see us for your next oil lube and car care next door to Exhaust Specialties. All your automotive needs in one convenient area.